In today's NBA pick video play for March 15, 2019, talking about this matchup between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. If you're interested in getting all of our NBA plays for today's action, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com. So coming into this one, we have what could potentially be a lopsided matchup. The Spurs coming in as considerable 13.5-point favorites on their home court. We're going to give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under. That total number pretty low here at about 216.5 points. And this has been a consistent trend in Knicks games, considering this is a team that is tanking, just 13-55 overall. They're going for the best odds possible in the NBA draft lottery. But the Knicks, they haven't even been able to crack 100 points in any of their previous 4 games. So we take a look here, 98 points on the Pacers, 92 against the Timberwolves, 94 against the Kings, as well as 96 against the Suns. And a number of these teams aren't even necessarily the best defensive opponents. It's just the fact that the Knicks are struggling so much with their offensive consistency. It's been some pretty rough stuff for New York on the season. Now they're just 27th in the NBA in scoring average, and that number has been going down. 24th in total team defense. So you could get a situation where if the Spurs are able to take advantage of this New York defense, they could put up potentially a lot of points here, and perhaps that carries it to the over, but I don't think it's going to be the Knicks as being the major catalyst, as being the offensive threat in this one. So we take a look at the home team, the San Antonio Spurs, a tremendously strong home team that's allowed them to build up their record of 10 games above 500, 39-29 overall. The Spurs again coming through in their last outing, taking down the Mavericks by a final of 112-105. And we've seen the Spurs taking a very positive step in recent weeks, going on to win their last 6 games in a row. And it really all started with that home victory over the Pistons. And at that time, Detroit was playing some of their best ball of the year. The Spurs slowed them down, taking down Detroit by a final of 105-93. And San Antonio, they've been up and down this year, and their numbers are interesting, very different than what we've seen from the Spurs in recent seasons. So they're 17th in scoring, 15th in total team defense. We feel like San Antonio has been at their best when they've grinded things out in the half court and leveraged more their defensive strengths, which is where San Antonio has found success in recent seasons. But that hasn't been the case quite as much this year, just league average in defense. But we feel like the Spurs going down the stretch run, really going to focus on this side of the ball. And if they're going to try to get into that playoff picture and try to advance in the postseason, they're going to have to bring a more consistent effort on the defensive side of the ball. We saw it again in their last outing, and certainly in this one, you would expect the Spurs to do a good job on the defensive end against what has been one of the biggest struggling offensive teams in the league with the New York Knicks. So with that being the case, we feel like the Knicks are going to be low enough with that score to drag this to the under, even with a relatively low total here at 216.5 points. We still feel like the under is going to be the better value bet. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. You can check out all of our picks for today over at stumpthespread.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for our next video.